You are a poser. Maybe I'll sponsor you. It's just rude. But this is a skateboard. Okay guys, today I'm gonna talk to you about the 5 unspoken rules about skateboarding, in skateboarding, with skateboarding. And yes, there's gonna be some controversy. We know you guys love controversy. The #1 unspoken rule in skateboarding, for some reason, I'd love to see what you guys think about this. Please leave it in the comments below. Don't hold your board by grabbing this truck. Apparently, like, this is just the worst thing. It's funny, Lance and I used to joke around about this all the time. He would say, why am I not allowed to carry my board like this? Because it's the most convenient way to carry a skateboard. But for some reason, you grab your board like this from the truck, you're instantly labeled a poser, a loser. You have no idea what you're doing with your skateboard. It's funny, I've been skateboarding for 31 years, and I usually carry my board like this. And I'll show you why. I'm gonna try and make reason of this probably very unreasonable rule of skateboarding, but whatever, it is what it is. If you hold your board like this, then guess what? You've been spotted. You are a poser, no matter what. So I guess you wanna refrain from that. I always love things like this. I literally feel like starting a skateboard company called Mall Grab. If you would skateboard for the skateboard company called Mall Grab, leave it in the comments below. Maybe I'll sponsor you. But yeah, it's called a mall grab. Why is it called a mall grab? What's the origin of the mall grab? I have no idea, actually. I can only guess that some kids that didn't really skate too much were just carrying their boards around in the mall, and hence they called it the mall grab. So the only thing I can think of why this is bad is if you're gonna run and throw down your board, it's hard to do from the truck. Right? It's kind of an indication that you don't really skate. But boy, is it comfortable holding your board like that. If you hold your board like this, your hand like that, thumb on the grip tape side, fingers over the nose, then you're ready to throw down at any second. It's the easiest way to throw down. So you can be rolling around the mall, hanging out with your friends at Zoomies, and then you can bust open the door and boom, ollie, hit the stair set. Because you're not a poser, you're a real skater. But if you're in mall grab position, that could be harder. Is this like Crocs into like sport mode and not sport mode? So like, you ready? You're walking through the mall, hanging out at Zoomies with your friends, and then what do you got? Whoa, what's going on? Why did that happen? Ooh, that's kind of a sick, I should make a video of like all the ways to step off your board and make that one of them. Call it the poser. So good, right? Okay, so that's the mall grab. That's rule #1. Don't be caught out there on the streets doing no mall grabs, kids. Otherwise, you might be having somebody post on your Instagram that you're a poser. Even though I've been skateboarding for 31 years, and I've done a lot of tricks that many other people will never do in their whole life, and I still get called a poser every single day, which are my favorite comments, by the way. So spam it in the comments below. Call me a poser, please. I love it. Okay, next one, mongo push. Where does this term even come from? Who originated the mongo? Why is it called mongo? I don't really know why. This is kind of very similar to the mall grab, honestly. It looks like this. As opposed to this. I'm gonna wait till that bell stops dinging because it's a real dinger. Come on, bell. Let's go. We got tutorials to make. Thank you. So the mongo push, where this came from, I have no idea, is when you, like I ride right foot forward. So the natural way that I would push that just makes the most sense is with the back foot because I do not need to readjust my feet. But the mongo push going this way is where I'm gonna step off with my front foot and I'm gonna give it a push, right? I'm gonna give it a push like that. So you want to be very sure that you are pushing with your back foot, or similar to the mall grab. Oh my gosh, the best thing, I should figure out a way, okay, where I like show up to the spot. Maybe I do one of those things where I'm like in the old man makeup. Man, I'm getting so old now, I don't even need the makeup. But I show up to the spot and I roll up like this. Mall grab to like somewhere like street league skateboarding event. Mall grab, mongo. And then just do like a crazy trick. Okay, I love it. But back to the video. Mall grab and mongo push instantly label you in skateboarding unspoken rule as a poser. But there is like an actual technique to this, because if your foot is there and you push here, then your back foot goes on. Your front foot is in position ready to do a trick. If your front foot has to come off, your back foot comes off your tail because you can't have it there. Because if you step off like that, you're going like that. So your back foot has to move up, you gotta push, put your front foot back on, readjust your back foot, and then do the trick. So if you're starting out as a brand new skater, definitely learn to push with your back foot. It will also help you in the future, as well as like avoid some like whatever ridicule that you might be under by doing that, and that could save you some skateboard brownie points. So you want to learn to push with your back foot, but there are some really good skaters, some of the world's top professional skateboarders like Chris Cole, who learned to skateboard mongo. He learned mongo and then he went and tray flipped Wallenberg. So it's not that you cannot get good or that you're like, oh, I learned mongo, I'm never gonna be a skater, or I can't be a pro because I'm a mongo pusher. Not the case at all. In fact, if you start learning mongo like that, when you get into pushing switch later on, you could be really good at it. So this is a question I have. Now we're into the survey portion of the video. Do the new skaters, new generation of skaters, do you care if people are skating switch when they push mongo? Because back in my day, it was acceptable. Oh, he's skating switch, he pushes mongo. So you would know when I'm going switch because I'm gonna mongo it. But then skaters got so talented that they just pushed regular switch too. I remember in my recent video part, I was filming a line and I was doing a trick and I was going switch and I had to push switch. I remember telling my filmer when I was doing that line, the hardest part of this line is the switch push. It's not the switch trick or the fakie trick or whatever I was doing. It is the switch push, which I think is funny. Even to this day, I think it's funny. Okay, number 3 rule of unspoken rules in skateboarding, don't wax everything. You cannot just go to the skate park and just pull out your wax and start waxing the ledge. Or if you are skating a ledge and you're skating it and it starts to get sticky and you're like, oh, in order for me to land this trick, I need to wax it. Well, if you're there and you're skating alone, by all means, just wax it, do your trick, have fun, who cares? But if you're there skating and there's 5 other people skating that ledge and you just go up and start waxing it, somebody else who's trying another trick could be put in danger because you waxed it. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you why. So we're gonna take this ledge here as an example. Let's say you are trying a lip slide trick. So you wax it all the way on the top because your wheels are gonna be sliding on the top and you wanna have it waxed so the wheel's on there. But somebody else is trying 5-0 kickflip out, or even just 5-0. So they pop into the 5-0 and they miss just barely, but you have just waxed the top of that ledge. What's gonna happen now? Boom, body. That person is gonna slam so hard because they're gonna pop up and they're gonna land on top of the ledge and they're gonna slide out. They're gonna just get slammed on the concrete. And they're gonna do that because you waxed the top of that ledge. So it's a little unspoken rule, or maybe even sometimes it's spoken very loudly. But don't over wax, just wax and be in communication with the people around you. If there's 5 people skating that ledge and you wanna wax it, ask them, hey, do you mind if I wax the ledge? I'm trying to lip slide, and do you mind if I put the wax on right there? In that scenario, if that person falls, well, they consent it to the wax. You know, it is what it is, and everybody's there and they understand it, right? So that's unspoken rule number 3. Forgot what number 4 is. Unspoken rule number 4, respect the other skaters at the spot. This is gonna carry forward to what I was just going over at the wax, but I'm gonna tell you more about it. So when you first get to a skate park, it's a little hard to do because we're not at a skate park, but imagine you have a quarter pipe there, a box in the middle, and another quarter pipe there. And the general flow of the park is going this way. You're not gonna then start doing flat ground tricks going this way. You're gonna be right in the way. And then somebody else trying to do a trick is gonna be inhibited. They're not gonna be able to skate there. So again, if you're at that skate park in the morning, and that's your pro tip, especially for you guys that are 40, 30, you're teaching your kids how to skate, go to the skate park early in the morning. Skaters are not getting up early. I'm telling you, it's like part of the culture. So you can go early, you can have that park to yourself. But when you get there and there's other people there, respect the flow of the park. Respect that they're trying a trick. This goes into many different things. If somebody's at the park and they're trying to do a Smith grind on a rail and you know how to Smith grind, and they keep trying it, help them out. You can ask them for if they want help first. That's the other unspoken rule, because a lot of people, especially I see people complaining about it online. Maybe complaining is even the wrong word, but if there's like a girl at a skate park and she's trying a trick and all these guys come up to give her advice, she didn't want the advice. She didn't ask for the advice. So first things first, you can say, would you like me to help you with this trick? I've been skating a long time, etc. If the answer is yes, guy or girl, doesn't matter. If the answer is yes, then great, give them a tip. The one thing I think you should not do is the person's trying to Smith grind, and you just roll up right in front of them and Smith grind the rail. It's just rude. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to that person? They're trying a trick, they're a beginner, they're just getting on their board. You do not need to roll up and Smith grind right in their face and be like, boom, look at me now. You don't need to do that in any way, shape, or form. So you don't need to show them up. That's a part of respect. Another one is if you just like, somebody's doing a trick and you just bust out your camera and you're just filming them. Maybe they don't want to be filmed. Maybe they don't want to be on your Instagram or your TikTok or your YouTube. You should ask them, would you like me to film your trick? And then even if you film the trick, the respectable thing to do is, I filmed your trick, now I'm gonna airdrop you the clip and give them their clip, because then you got the clip, they got the clip, everybody wins. And then if you're gonna post them, it's customary and it's respectable to get their tag and at them in the shot. You see? All of these things, because you're showing respect to the other skateboarders, you're helping that field, that community grow just by doing that. And at the skate park, you'll make more friends, you'll have more fun. Number 5, be unique, be yourself. This can be very controversial because there are some skaters out there that do the wildest, craziest tricks. They take every rule of skateboarding and they just break it. They defy it. They just do whatever they want. And I think that those skaters are some of the best, coolest skateboarders ever. Andy Anderson is a good example of this, where he just completely broke the mold of like, oh, skateboarding looks like this. And then Andy comes along and he looks totally different. And he pushes through and he breaks those boundaries and he breaks those barriers. He wears a helmet. He doesn't even care if somebody's gonna make fun of him or say this, that, or the other about the helmet. It's part of his uniqueness. He's so cool and he's so rad. And then he does these crazy cool tricks. And because of the uniqueness, because he's so different, it really stands out, which can be difficult. And you can feel like, oh, I'm under a lot of peer pressure to act or look or be in a certain way. But this is a skateboard. It's a piece of wood with wheels. It is a toy that children use to ride around and have fun. It is not that serious. So the maul grab, the mongo push, these are rules that you should know. But at the end of the day, also know that it is not that serious. Be unique, be yourself, do what you want, skate how you like, and have an absolute blast. Anyone, and I mean anyone, is allowed to ride a skateboard and have fun, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. Keep pushing, keep having fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video.